Selam Eylül.
2.5 years ago. All right, you can record it. I turned back to Mynet 2.5 years ago. I'm head of the product team at the moment for Mynet Games. We're building. We've done some. We're currently working on OK game, Çanak OK game. You may be familiar with it for the Turkish audiences. It's a great hit for more than 10 years. And we've been focusing on card and board games lately. Then we've changed our focus for more casual games, and we're now working with Onat on a new product called Red Sky. It's a pirate themed card and dice game, but it's nothing like OK or another of these. It's a little like a strategy card battler game with RPG dynamics, and so we're working on it at the moment. I'll try to talk to you about how we make games with a quick recap. Then I'll try to show you how I use Balsamiq for making low fidelity mockups. I have some notes on the screen, so I'll check them first. How do we start to make a game as a company? When you're working on a gaming company, we first analyze, of course, market analysis, search for market trends, like checking top downloads, top grossing lists, or what are the trends for the moment. So we check out forums, we check out blogs, etc. So we decide which way we should go, and then if we narrow down our options, we check out competition with analytics tools, FNE, benchmark, plus reflection, etc. How these games acquire users, how much do they acquire for it, for one user, and how much they make money from one user, and how easy to get into such a genre or in such a competition. Then, of course, we consider our own capabilities. If we can make a competitive product for that genre, like we may not produce a first-person shooter in our team, so we're not into that zone, but we can make real-time multiplayer games, so we're mostly focused on that side, that genre. So if we don't have, if you see a good sign, if you see an opportunity on a genre, on a site, and we can't do it with our current capabilities, we grow up in a new team, we make new contracts with people, we like artists, developers, etc. What we need to build such a game. And with all these data, with all these understandings with the data, we pick a genre, and then we settle on a core gameplay, mostly by mixing some other games, mix and match, and we make some new ideas, we iterate some ideas, so that we can settle on a core gameplay. And when we product managers or the creative people, mostly product managers, game designers, and artists, when we have the idea, we need to communicate this to our shareholders, like management, artists, developers, everyone in the team. At that moment, we'll need a low fidelity wireframe, which is what we're going to talk about today. Balsamiq is the tool I use for this. It's very easy to use. It's not for the perfect wireframes. It's not for creating great flowcharts or detailed wireframes, detailed mockups, but it does the job for just letting people to understand your ideas with small sketches. And I think I've just downloaded it. Wasn't on my home computer, so I've downloaded it from the website. Let me share my screen. I have too many. Oh, I'm sorry, but I haven't let Zoom to record my screen yet. So I need to do that. And I need to shut down Zoom. Onat, is that okay? I'll join it.
Are you going to close and re-enter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Okay.
Just in a second.
Aslında bu tarz konuk çağırdığımız dersleri sizin kulübe açık da yapabilirdik ya. Geç aklıma geldi ama. Hello again.
Sorry about it. I haven't let Zoom to record my screen. That was the problem. Now I think I can do that. Yeah. This is Balsamiq's website. You can download it from here. It has 30 days of free usage, so you can, I believe you can finish your assignment in that time. But if you want to use it, if you like it and you want to use it, you can buy it also on their website. I don't know if it's a Mac app or not, but you can download it. You can also use it on their website. It's also a web product. And here is.
You stopped sharing your screen.
I know. And this is what Balsamiq looks like in real life. So I've just figured out a new game in the morning. That's it. This is just an idea of a match 3 game with some Mortal Kombat mixed match, so that you can match the colors of, and with that colors you can hit to your opponent. And that was my idea, so I decided to make it on Balsamiq. How I started, I can where I started. Here, I think you can see the interface is pretty clear. At the bottom, at the top, you can see all the things you can add to your wireframe. And on the right, you'll see when you add something, you can control its properties on the right side. So, Onat, are we going okay?
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
It's much work with it. Okay. So we are mostly focused on mobile games. So we probably will start with an iOS or an Android layout. So this way you can start with a blank canvas, and with a zoom out or zoom in, you can see the details or the larger picture. As I mentioned, you can change the properties from here. You can also do that if you don't want to focus on one particular mobile handset. You can also do this with rectangles. If you don't mind about the notch stores, other stuff. And you will be probably using mostly the rectangles and playing with them if you need curves. You'll probably be playing with some text on them or a search box or larger text with more properties, more details. You can, you see, you can change from here. You can give colors, links, etc. But the way I use Balsamiq, as I mentioned, I'm using it for creating low fidelity wireframes. And I'm trying to communicate with the team that what I imagined, other than telling them there will be a mesh tree and this part will be a fighting game. I'll try to show them what the game will look like. And also this process helps you to imagine and detail what the game's details will be about. You can imagine better when you see it. At least that works for me. So that when I add a feature, how it will be on the screen, how users will see it, and how will players interact with it. So, as I mentioned, I start with the match tree idea. So I've downloaded I've downloaded a mesh tree image from the web, which is this. When I download it and drag and drop it to the Balsamiq, you can always find it in the assets section. So here is an mesh tree Jewels image I found on the internet. I can resize it so that I can fit it anywhere on my screen. Then I also download some game characters like combat characters online, and I also these are PNG files, by the way, and when you drag and drop them in the Balsamiq, you can always use them. It's that easy.
And there's a neat trick in asset searching. If you write seamless character to Google, for instance, you can find characters with no background, for instance. I guess in this case, the area around the head of the character is, oh no, it's not seamless then. Okay, I thought it was.
Transparent. Yeah.
Actually, it is seamless. So it is blending. Yeah, it's
You can use transparent PNGs on Balsamiq. So if you need some, you can use transparent backgrounds on your icons. Also, let's move one more on. Here is my gameplay area, and here is my battle area. What else would I need to progress? Well, I'll probably need these players have some stats, health stats, so that they can die. And here is my progress bar. Oh. This is a progress bar, so that I can make it to red, so it looks like it's health bar. And this is Scorpion's health bar. And when you click Control D, you had Sub-Zero's health bar. I believe you can turn it upside down, but I didn't bother. And as Onat would know, I wouldn't bother in real life. And what else do we need? I believe we can add some names on it. And we now have the names. If we need a countdown timer, we'll probably use such a thing, counting from 24. You can always check from here, so that it's the best way for you to use. I'll probably something better for using a countdown, but since this is a fast show, I won't bother. But the best tool I use in Balsamiq is the icons. There are too many, and also you can always add more from the Balsamiq forums. You can add more online, and most of the time I'm okay with these. These are enough for me most of the time, but you can always add some more. Also you can add PNGs. The thing is, you're doing it for communicating people, for letting them understand your idea. So it's not, it doesn't need to be what it's going to be in the actual game, but that's for designing the idea so that everyone understands the same thing. Also, this is a part of thought process, and you'll when you start to put things here, you'll understand that you need a flow for this. This will come from this state to that state, so you'll start to make duplicates of your workings, and you start to
Shortcut for that is Control D or something like that.
exactly the control when you select something. If you're selecting with your mouse clicked, you're selecting everything, or you can partially select stuff. And if you click Control D, it duplicates all of these. And also Control C and Control V does the job.
To add a few things, there are some logo packs already available in Unity Asset Store as well. So if you want to match this design with actual logos, you might resort to packed bundles. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. In Balsamiq, there are a free bundle of icons apparently, but if, for instance, your designer shows you a design with some logos, you can resort to buying already done assets. And for instance, the the scenario that I thought about when you were talking about logos is when you are trying to create a login page. For instance, when you're trying to design a login page, you might want to include Facebook login, Google sign in, and stuff like that. So I guess I saw some Facebook logins and stuff like this. I even saw GitHub, Amazon, etc. So I'm not sure, it didn't show up. Maybe I thought I saw, but so you can use such logos since it's pretty popular in okay, yeah, that does the job. Since it's pretty popular in mobile games, yeah. And by the way, is it possible to create a dynamic UI so that's, is it just for visuals, or is there a way to include a combo box, and when clicked it shows some options, or
Fortunately, it doesn't work like that, but you can create presentations, clickable versions of wireframes, so that you can link one wireframe to another, and it's like an interactive slideshow. Let's say this is your character pickup screen, and you have a button for, let's say, play. And I think this should be larger than that. You can put a link on it to our wireframe 1. And when you turn into presentation mode, this is clickable, and it will take you to the wireframe 1. This, as I mentioned, this is just for presentation purposes. It wouldn't let you stuff from drop-down menus or give you some extra interaction. It would only take you from one screen, one wireframe to another.
So maybe, for instance, if you add a drop-down menu and link it to another wireframe where the drop-down menu is, open, maybe it can create the same illusion, right? But I'm not sure if there's a combo box with, if there's an image showing an open combo box. Oh yeah, there's okay. So you can use the basic combo box from the first slide, and then when it's clicked, you can jump to the slides with the opened version of combo box, right? And then it creates the same illusion.
So, I couldn't do it yet, but yes, you can make a selection from a drop down, and it would take you somewhere else. It's
Oh,
still just blinking. So the way, one thing I should mention is grouping. You can make groups from a set of items on the screen with Control G, so that you can move them easily and duplicate them easily for users. And you can also put things up and down with Command Shift up arrow and down arrow. This group is in the bottom of the scene. It's like layers, so that it's behind it, and you can. This also helps a lot when you're working with too many items on one screen, grouping and layering them up and down.
I guess you can do the same thing from the right panel, right? So there's a layering section.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I guess backwards makes your UI jump just one step backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah. For now, yeah, it's um, goes behind the other character first, then it goes behind the health bar, and if you click it once more, probably it will go behind the iPhone screen, right?
Exactly. And if you don't need the iPhone background screen, get into your work way too much, you can lock it so that it doesn't move, so that you don't touch it anyway. And this is with Control. Let me see. I with right click, you can lock an item on the screen so that you'll never select it again, so that you don't interact with it. And this is going to be very useful when, again, you're working on with too many stuff on the screen, on the same screen. Sometimes you want to select most of the stuff on the screen, and you don't want to select this one, or clicking on a transparent place would move the iPhone, so you don't, it doesn't mess with you all the time. This is also function from Balsamiq.
Uh, I was curious about date picker. Actually, will it give you two different views? Um, so date choice, I guess. Next,
This one?
yeah, this one. Um, because I guess in Balsamiq you can specialize what will be shown in the date picker, but um, the thing that opens is not shown in the slides. But is there a way to uh, see the opened version of this? I mean, the huge panel with the calendar.
Let's see. Here, you can use this one if you want.
Okay, so you use two different um, slides or two different wireframes, and you need to connect. You need to connect them via a link, so that it will create the illusion of a realistic, flowing UI.
Exactly. That's what I would do if I was. I need to show the interaction of the date picker.
Okay.
I would use this here
Mhm.
and then duplicate this.
Mhm.
Put it here. So this is the version unselected, and this is the select.
Uh,
And if I put them in another wireframe and link them each other, it will work as you would, as it would work in a real app.
okay, and uh, yeah, I was going to ask you to show it just one more time. So,
Here I can Control X it and Control paste it here. And I can link this to, thought I would link it, but it doesn't link.
maybe inside weight chooser panel in the right, they, you can expand. I'm not sure. If you click to the top.
But I can do this, of course. I can use a container to prevent that.
Oh, okay.
And group them together to link to somewhere else. If something doesn't link, the group will.
What do you do to make them on top of the iPhone? You use a shortcut, I believe. Control Shift up, or
Control Shift up arrow will put an item to the top layer.
Mhm.
And the same with the down arrow would put to the bottom.
And are you using Control Shift up to make it on top of iPhone, or is it another shortcut?
No, it's the same. It's Control up moves one by one, and
Mhm.
if you use Shift, it moves to the bottom. I mean, backward, forward is without Shift, and back and front is with Shift. Shift, Command, and up and down arrows.
Okay, and you wanted to use a container so that a link will be, I mean, we will able to add a link. I guess container can capture button clicks, button click events, and
The thing is, I make a group with it,
Mhm.
so that I linked a group to another wireframe. I didn't know that date chooser wouldn't have a link on it. So to solve that problem, I made up a group, and I know that groups can have links on it. It was just a
Workaround.
workaround, yeah. And so that if you're in the presentation mode, you can also link this part to the back, so that you have an realistic interaction. I'm grouping them again and linking them to wireframe 3, so that's the way it works.
Thank you. And my previous colleagues are working, you know, application that is similar to what Wix.com does for
Yeah.
websites. They are trying to create. I mean, they are trying to enable users to create an application by just dragging and dropping UI elements. So it's one step further than what Balsamiq does, but it's not officially available yet. So, uh, I mean, but this is pretty close to. Um, I mean, this is almost like an interactive app. So
Yeah.
uh, it's more than enough to communicate your needs to the developer, I believe.
Yeah, I personally I don't use Balsamiq for interaction, for communicating the interaction. It's mostly equivalent of a paper drawing for me. I don't use those links or presentations too many. I'm mostly focused on Balsamiq for clearing my thoughts and dropping them on the paper better. Instead of its advantage over a paper is you can duplicate easily. You can have lots of versions smoothly. That is the way I use Balsamiq, but some people do use it for creating websites, designing apps with precision. For me, it's mostly the level of these details is like a caricature or something. My handwriting is terrible, so this is a quick fix for me also.
And it also depends on the dynamics of the projects and dynamics of the team, I believe. For instance, if you were working on a health application that you will be presenting to the governments, or if you were create a military simulation game, for instance, you would try to be pixel perfect, but we have
this this is for this is not for UX designers. This is one step before the UX design. This is just communicating the ideation. The UX designers does have pretty solid tools like XD or Figma or stuff like that. Some of them use Photoshop or stuff, and they're pretty solid. They're pretty detail oriented. They're also easy to use, but they're for more professionals on UX side. This I would assume is for product managers or game designers, sort of, for giving briefs to the team, for communicating the ideas to the team.
Yeah, exactly. So this offers a quick solution that you are able to, communicate the basics of your idea. I mean, maybe after the developments, you will notice that, this date picker looks huge in small fonts, and maybe you will ask us to, make it a little bit smaller. But there's not a good way of knowing that beforehand. So actually, the exact sizes doesn't actually matter in the development process, because you will probably change them in a couple of months anyways.
Exactly. This is general. Those Balsamiq wireframes are generally are living documents for from in my case. I when I deliver them to UX designers, UI designers, they start. They don't start off from the blank page, but they start with a low fidelity wireframe, so that they can imagine what items will be in the screen, but it doesn't mean how big, what's their hierarchy will be, which one should be big, which one should be small, which one should be that color or this color. I'm Most of the time I don't even use colors in case they are not significant. So UX designers and UI designers are still free, but they start with at least some data. And that is the way to use low fidelity wireframe. But before they came to developers like you, they have three more steps. They're going to be processed by UX designers. They're going to design the flow of the screens and the flow of player, actually, how what's going to happen when they open the app, which screens are they going to see, how could they move from one screen to another, what will the animation be, what will the process would look like, what will happen in that case or that in another case. So they'll design the flow, and they'll deliver high fidelity wireframes to the UI designer. And UI designer will also start not from a blank page, but UX designer delivers them, so that they can know what are the items going to be in that screen, what are their hierarchy, how big an item should be, how small unimportant item should be, and with the concept coming from the art director or the team itself, they'll start using that wireframe and that concept to create the user interface. They color, if you'd say, they color the wireframe so that they come to developers as yourself. Now that you have a user interface design, which you can cut into pieces and uh, import into your code. And this is pretty much the journey of user interface in our games.
Okay, so this is enough for a developer to start on working most of the times,
Yeah.
because in teams generally, the arts requirements appear out of nowhere, and the artists need some time to um, you know keep up with the requirements, but also developers need to jump right into developments as well to not waste time. So this low complexity, low fidelity wireframes are, mostly enough to start the development, and the art itself will be discussed and changed later anyways. So artists, as a game artist, probably you should um, not be you should not be focusing on details at the start of the development process, but giving different concept arts can be maybe more useful than if the team is okay with this one concept that you offered. You can polish later and waste your time in a more y- y- wow, I mean, waste your time in a better way, maybe. So, I mean, in our case, for instance, I'm not sure about the process behind our game screen design, but uh, I believe, as you said, you created a mock-up from Balsamiq. I remember seeing
Yeah,
black and white pages, a couple
yeah,
months earlier. And I guess you discussed with our artists because we didn't have a UX designer at that point. So you
yeah.
talked directly to the artist, and you came up with screen solution, right?
Exactly. We when we don't have the UX designer, we were more focusing on Balsamiq, but in the near future, we'll be off with it. We'll just use this tool for simple ideas, but our artists, our game artists, will be dealing with our UX designers' job. So it will be faster for us and clearer, and there'll be less iterations, because when you work with low fidelity, you'll probably have more iterations on the art side, because hierarchy wouldn't be right, all the items wouldn't be there, and so that it will be harder work for art team and also developers, because we're going to change one of your screens because the UX wasn't right.
So, as an example, when we I mean, when we laid out the requirements for our prototype, uh, we did not, uh, mention the need for a leave button in the battle scene, and we did not mention a reset button in the deck building scene, which will reset our cards back to the backpack. But I mean, after some uh, tries, after some playtests, it's appeared to us that this was needed for quick testing. So we had to add two buttons, one for each scene, and we suddenly, had to make a hard choice to where to put this button. And I mean, even to a uneducated eye, those buttons look uh, unorthodox, not standardized, because they are smaller than other buttons, and they don't look nice. They look like they are added without thinking too much, and this is the this may be the result of not having a UX designer in our team first. Even UX designer maybe couldn't uh, foresee this, but at least maybe we could group up and decide where to put this extra button so that it will be user friendly and it will look nice.
But this was just a prototype, so we don't care about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just wanted to, lay out a scenario for, real products. I mean, having a, nice workflow can help with the help, overall quality of the product. I mean, exactly like
Exactly.
you said, we since it's a prototype, it doesn't even matter if it's small or big. I mean, it won't be shown to the actual user.
Yeah, but
Uh,
on the long run, it's going to impact on our productivity, so that we don't have to make iterations over and over again. So making a better workflow with all the roles assigned through, it will be more productive, so that we can make better game in a shorter time.
uh, I mean, I talked about in previous lectures. I mean, the name of the lecture is, by the way, game development pipeline. So I tried to focus on different roles and how they communicate. And every time this communication topic shows up, there are more than I mean, there are different role combinations. For instance, we previously talked about high-level game design documents, which is a way for the designer to communicate with all of the team, but most importantly, communicating with product owner, product manager, or company owner. I mean, they can basically present their ideas in a high-level form. But for instance, this UI is I mean, this low fidelity wireframe by Balsamiq will be useful for the communication between a designer. I mean, you are a product owner. I mean, your title is that, but this is, I believe, a game designer uh, job, I guess, right? So, I mean, normally,
Well,
I mean, you are
it,
doing
it
game design, I guess.
uh, well, it depends. If you're trying to communicate with, if you're a product manager and trying to communicate with the game designer, this would be your tool to work. But if you're a game designer and making a game design document and communicating with the team, you can use this one or other tools. But this would also work for. This is just a tool for communication. So it doesn't matter if you're what your title is. You can use this for on every step of the procedure.
Actually,
Um,
I saw a interesting tip on the internet when I'm looking for UI, low level design documents when I was searching for sources of that. It was saying that if there's no laid out UI design, you should ask for one as a developer, and if still there's no UI design, you should create a basic mockup uh, from Balsamiq or from Paint or something basic, even in the paper form, and then you can present and discuss so that what you do will be expected by the client, and no I mean, disapprovals will take place. disappointments. I
Yeah,
mean, so it's like you said, not just for designers, but also clients and product managers and also developers as well. But I mean, in generally, I believe this is mostly used by game designers in game companies. Or I mean, do they use?
probably yes.
Okay, though. Okay. Um,
I mean, a game design document is not limited with such mockups. Your mechanics, your metrics, your data, you have Excel sheets and stuff on a game design document. This will support it if you want to be visual with the team. But a game design document would be much more detailed, and it wouldn't be downsized to such mockups. It has art style in it. It has concept in it. It is mechanics, and uh, most of the time, if you're in the low level game design, you'll have numbers in it. How the gacha works, how the levels works, how the experience works. So it will be much more detailed. But yes, a
this is
game designer would
one part
also
of low level design. Yeah. Uh,
practice.
I mean, we
That,
we
that, that's it too.
we talked about general um, low level design documents concepts and showed I mean I showed some examples of real low level design examples even from real
Mhm.
companies but
Mhm.
I mean in most of those documents they still try to at least support their idea with those wireframes so yeah, I think it's a nice add-on. Uh, I mean, I might even say that it's kind of a must in a low-level design document because if you try to, you know, um communicate this UI window, this screen with paragraphs, it would take around a page of writing, and it would take
And
much.
you'll probably got lost in translation most of the time.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, the developer would not be able to understand what you're saying, and developer wouldn't. I mean, would be skipping over some sentences, and in the end, he would do what he imagines, and because of that, I mean, the
Even
result.
he or she would even read it, and they'll still skip the chapters.
Yeah, and I mean,
So
at the end, it wouldn't look anywhere near this mock-up.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, okay. Any
So
questions by students? By the way, I feel like I asked too much, but
I could mention you'd easily find. I believe you'd easily find how to use this tool online, but I would say you wouldn't even need to watch a video to how to use this because it's as simple as paint. So you can just play around and figure out how you can do these just so that I can say this is not making some interactive apps. This is for creating visuals, low-level visuals, especially. But just download it and play around so that you can understand easily and get on it very easily. So if you have any questions, I should.
I have one question. How do you export the slideshow? I mean, what's the um, extension of this slideshow, and are you able to play it outside of Balsamiq, for instance?
Yeah, sure. You can export PNGs and PDFs. PDFs could be working slideshows like uh, linking works on PDFs. So that you would probably, if you want to make a presentation, you would get a PDF export so that it just works. Also, you can export to PNG and BMPL or something, Balsamiq's own
Execute
file.
format,
Uh,
probably.
Yeah, it's like a Word document
Oh,
format. So is XML based probably, so that you can open it on other computers or so.
but in any of those formats, you kind of lose some functions, right? I mean, you don't get to keep all your links, etc.
No, in the PDF you can keep your links.
Hmm.
You can when you make wireframes with links on it and get a PDF export of the project,
Mhm.
the links works. The links still works.
So, for instance, can we try to do a PDF
Yes.
export then and see how?
Uh, you can see my screen yet still, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, like when we made presentation, it was working. So that if we export it to PDF, all wireframes. I mean, which one is better? I don't know.
Uh,
But
do you choose all the wireframes and then click export to PDF, or do you?
yes, you need to export all the wireframes so that linking works.
Okay.
So there, here is my PDF. I opened the preview. All the
Not
uh,
showing. If you're looking at the PDF, we are not able to see. We are just seeing Balsamiq here.
all right. I can let me see if I can change my screen from here. Yes,
Okay.
and here is our PDF. I just exported, and when you click on, it goes to this. And you can make a presentation out of a PDF.
That's probably I mean, pretty cool. I didn't think it will be available, but apparently it is, so nice. But of course, since it's a PDF format, you cannot add some writing to the. I mean, you cannot add a title, or you cannot make some notes. You should do that in Balsamiq beforehand, probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can do it on preview, but if you want something else, yes, you will need to make it on
Okay.
Balsamiq. So annotations works on the preview Mac, and you can write stuff. But if you want to add something some notes or something, you can this way. I haven't mentioned anything. I didn't mention Word.
Currently, you're not sharing your screen, by the way, if you want to show.
I'm just checking if I forget to mention anything interactive, but I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Any questions from students? If not, I have some. We talked about exports, linkings. I mean, is there any other nice features that you haven't mentioned? I guess.
I just checked if I need to show something, but I think that's all I use it for. There are some tricks you'll get to use when you start to use it, like aligning stuff, like spacing out stuff. They're very nice features, so that you have multiple items in a group, and you want to space them out. It just does that. These small touches make Balsamiq a better competitor than others for me. Like you see, it does align, it distributes the items in the group so that you can just do that easily. And you can also align them. And if you want to be specific about the sizes, you can also change them one by one, or what else you want. Or auto size is the size of the source file. You can crop, and I think I've done it here. You can crop an image from the assets so that here is the file, asset file. I can crop it to one of them. But like I said, these are tricks that you're going to need when you start to use it more, and they're not critical for starting to use them. Most of the time you'll be using icons, probably, for like
I guess the
to make
search bar is not working correctly because I mean, you are searching some basic stuff. I'm sure there's a icon for that, but it doesn't appear. For instance, can you
maybe
search for Apple? Because okay, is it shown in
it
your?
does show up, but you may not see it on screen share.
Okay, so
Because autocomplete, it does show search results when you start to type, but you may not seeing it in the screen share.
okay, okay. But when you typed coin, it's sent some recommendations for dollar and Bitcoin, I guess, right? Okay.
Bitcoin and Wirecoin does show up, Bitcoin and Wirecoin, but dollar sign is dollar sign. It's not. It's just text-based search, so it doesn't show up very much options.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you can just copy paste and go with it. You can link things to each other. You can drop and drag and drop PNGs or any other image files so that you can use in your games, in your mockups. And that's it.
And if you cannot link in your first try, you can put it inside a container where you are able to capture click events. Are there any other events that you can capture? I don't know, drag, double click, etc.
No, no.
Okay, just
You can just add links to other wireframes.
okay. Um, yeah, thanks for that. I understood
Okay.
how to use that, but students will be using this for their assignment. So if they're okay with this as well, I can ask some questions about, you know, I mean, what you do basically in a week professionally. So let's just wait for some questions to come up. Okay. Then my question will be, what is your, routine week at a company? So how do you spend your time as a product owner, product manager? With who do you communicate? And I mean, are you working uh, alone generally, or are you working with other people? What's the situation for you?
Yeah. Well, day-to-day job is depending on the phase of the product. If you're in a research mode, the research phase, it's mostly searching for market research. It's basically a competitive analysis and stuff, so that what we can figure out what we'll do. Before the and when we make the decision and start to work, we need to make up the team. Do we have the enough resources? Do we need to onboard some other people so that we can deliver a competitive product in the genre that we picked? And later on, it's mostly planning and project management, managing the team if they're on time, or do they know what they will do? Are they able to do it? Are there any blockers for them? And are we going to meet our deadlines? That's what a product manager does in the production process. Also, I work with a junior product manager. He tidies up most of the day, but and I can focus on for the long run. If you're doing the right thing, if the competition is still the same, if the when you made a decision, you focus on the thing you do, but the world around you doesn't stop. So you need to keep on checking everything. You need to adjust plans. You need to know what's going on at the moment and make adjustments to the plans and communicate it with the team. That's probably what I do for most of the day. And at the end of the day, when our team delivers something, it needs to be tested, needs to be considered, and make a new planning process for the team for the next sprint. It's mostly planning in the second half of the week or second half of the sprint for a product manager.
And I assume from time to time you are reporting to the upper level managers, right?
At the moment, when we haven't delivered yet, so we don't have a product on the market yet. But since I have other products on the market, yes, in the past that was a thing, making reports to the upper management. But at the moment, we have a real-time dashboard so that we don't have to deal with Excel files to make reports or stuff. Data is more accessible at the moment. You can get more data, and if you need deeper analysis, we have our friends for analytics for the data, and we can communicate with them deeper analysis. So creating reports or making presentations is now taking less of a time for a product manager these days, because data is very important and there's too many data, so that's another people's job at the moment. But yes, we make bi-weekly meetings with the upper management so that we can discuss if we're doing the right thing, what are we doing at the moment, how is it going, get counseling from them and give them updates about the process.
So, for instance, as a developer, I'm mostly working alone, and joining to meetings when there's an important meeting, and also joining daily scrums. But I mean, my communication is mostly to our product manager and game designer, and sometimes game artists, and mostly to other developers. But for instance, I never talk. I mean, I probably won't be talking to marketing departments professionally, of course, and I mean, I probably won't be reporting directly to the upper level management. But I believe, let's assume that we have a finished product. You will be communicating with everyone, both the marketing department, design departments, artists, and developers, right? So you will be
Exactly.
the center of all communication, and you will be the one that knows about the you will have a balanced perspective on the product better than everyone else, I guess. For instance,
Yes.
we will know about the technical stuff more, but we won't know about the market data or revenue data. It won't be our job, but you will know what is going on with the product.
Yeah, a product manager had to be on top of everything, not the details, but the summary of everything, so that I can, in the technical side, when you have a problem, I need to know the details so that I can try to fix it, try to help you to fix it. What tool we can get, what do we need another person to get on the job? Do we need a third party for this or else? For the marketing part, yes, I need to be sure that they're using the correct creatives so that it does tell about the game correctly. When you're making a match-3 game, they shouldn't be making a first-person shooter games advertisement. And also, I need to communicate with the upper management so that how things are going, which stage are we, how much we are making, how much we're delivering. Yes, the main role of the product manager is communication most of the time. Communication and problem solving so that nobody has a blocker and the process is going on.
When you're speaking of blockers, it reminds me of general industrial engineer perspective. So my next question will be, how do you get into this job? So I mean, do you need to be an industrial engineer, or I mean, general product managers are coming from which background, and how can you find a job as a product manager if you are a junior girl?
Well, being a engineer and industrial engineer especially would be great start for being a product manager, because the thing you do is mostly managing a process and optimizing it better, and the process is the team in this case, and that's why the communications is helpful. I have a communications degree major. I've started too early, right after graduation from the university. I've started with itiraf.com. It was a website, but it was trying to make new products so that they can make more money with that traffic. They had traffic, but they didn't have the income. We worked on e-commerce site, and then matchmaking sites, social platform with the itiraf.com. I started with these projects as a junior, and later on I moved on to a mobile company, and the SMS value-added services, WAS services. We were It was very popular at the moment, and tunes and melodies and logos for the mobile that times silly phones. And then I worked for Mynet on a social networking site, and in every step of this process I get more about how to run a project, how to work with developers, how to work with designers, how to make an idea get real. For any starter, I think the best thing, most companies have management trainee positions. We are also getting new product managers from these positions, and we are also considering industrial engineers better, because we had some good experiences with them. So that if you're an industrial engineer and you apply for a management trainee job, you would probably end up being a product manager. Or you may also apply for junior product management jobs and read as much as you can for how to manage a product. Learning about Scrum or that kind of product management framework would also be a good plus. If you can, you would get a certificate for it, or at least you should know about it before start applying for a product management job.
And for instance, are you joining to the job interviews with new coming junior product managers or manager internees?
Yes, I make the management trainee interviews.
So, for instance, what are like some of the things that you look for in a new graduates?
Well, probably an understanding of what is a product in our industry, gaming. What is a product is different from a game, because you may be a good gamer, but if you understand it's a product, it's something you sell and people buy and spend time and you earn something for that time or for their purchases. If you understand that's a business, that's what we're looking for. We're not asking for people if they know Scrum or if they know process management, process optimizations. But we have some questions about what is a game, what's a product, how would you figure out such a problem or so. We have some questions about in that scale if you are a management trainee, but if you are an experienced, at least a junior product manager, things changed, and we will ask how did you solve your problems, what was your most challenging problem, and how did you solve it and stuff.
Okay, so you are basically, I believe, looking for a mentality that can overview the process with, with different perspectives and looking from different dimensions at the problem, I guess, right? Kind of.
Yes, we're looking.
And most importantly, business perspective, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so maybe
and also communication questions. I mean, you need to communicate in this job, so you need to have a good communication skill. You can understand, you can tell what you are thinking. That's what we're trying to understand.
Okay, and so what do you think is the difference between I don't know, industrial products and game products? Are there any major differences for you when you're looking? Past your previous experiences, are there any major enlightenments that you have experienced that when you notice this difference, you can see the process more clearly or stuff like that?
I tend to think games are industrial products since they are a larger industry than most of the entertainment. But I don't know. I haven't been in a product role. I haven't been in such a company for making industrial products. But it's probably in the sense of business, it's probably the same. But in the details, yes, we are using with we are working with smaller teams, more focused, but smaller teams. We need way less proficient max 12 people to build up a product with support teams, of course, but it's mostly less complicated on a game because you have limited data. You don't need too much data, but when you deep dive in, you can figure out much more with the data you have in your hand. You can have alternatives, but you'd probably end up with a handful number of data so that you can go on. I think in the industrial side, it does have some differences.
So yeah, I mean, I talked about an example of an industrial product, but maybe as an example, for instance, you said that you worked for a company that um, sold SMS value products, such as songs when you call that plays and stuff like that. So these are both technological products, but is there any differences in your perspective when you're managing processes when you compare these two, for instance? Uh,
Well, I couldn't figure out now, but I mean, on that was mostly a selling job, marketing job, so that you can make better deals with operators, so that they show you on the first page, and you make agreements with more popular songs, so that you can sell more. It was more of a communication job than here in games. We're mostly working on production. We dream things and make them come to real life. It's different approaches, different jobs, but in the core, yes, communication is for my take. Communication is key, and also planning is the second highest thing.
and I mean, in both, in all those process managements, you are focusing on revenue statistics, I guess, and you are focusing on data such as uh, you lifetime value, user acquisition costs. I mean, it's product managers' job to deal with those numbers and coming up with creative solutions. If for instance, lifetime value is low, but user count is high, what you do or stuff like that. So how do you try to solve this problem with the design departments and stuff like that?
As long as your lifetime value is higher than your user acquisition
Mhm. Actually,
cost,
you
you're
have
good to
infinite
go.
amount of money, theoretically. So
You're good to go. But you can always optimize lifetime value by mm, making users making them spend more.
mhm.
If you have a good retention rate, if you have too many visitors, too many players, and you have a good retention rate, you can always find creative ways to make money out of it. Or if you have limited, if you're focusing on a limited group of people, you're working for a niche, and you'll probably be focusing on how to maximize revenue per payer and how to convert more payers. They're similar equations, but yes, that's what product manager does most of the time.
Okay, and when we were talking about communication between different roles, one thing that came up to my mind is game designers. So game designer also needs to have a high level opinion of the product. So they need to make sound artists, visual artists, and developer team work together and create the same um, team for the game, so that the gameplay will be smooth and experience will be smooth as well. So we have two different roles that communicate with all different roles. So what would be the difference between a game designer and a product manager? Are you focusing more on the business side, or what's the difference?
Well, yes, your product manager focuses on the process. Is it working? Is it going as planned? Is it? Uh, I mean, is it optimum on the optimum side? Do we have enough people? Do we have too many people? Are we are we going to how much money are we going to make out of it? And game designer is mostly focused on is the game fun? Will the people how long will the people retain in it? What should I add to the game to retain people longer? And what should I what items should I pick to people to buy so that we can make money out of it? Product manager focuses mostly on the deliver. Are we delivering it on the right time with the right budget, with the right focus? And game designer is job is mostly game design is mostly focused on the game itself, and product manager is focused is wider, I believe. Is is the game good and the team is healthy and the process is going smooth?
Okay, and one last thing. I mean, my assumption is in small game development companies, product management is done by the company owner most of the time. Where exactly does the requirements to hire a product manager show up, and what is the difference between a company that has a product manager and a company that's you know uh, watches and manipulate the process by a simple company owner.
Well, if the company owner has enough time and enough energy, we could continue to do that. But you'll probably a person will probably can focus on ongoing limited projects. So if you have more than 1, 2, 3 games ongoing, if you're working with more than 2, 3 games, more than 2, 3 teams, you probably need someone to focus on that product itself, so that you can focus on the health of the company, so that you can feed all these 3 teams and create more more than 3 games at one point. It's all about scale, I believe. You can have one team and still have a product manager and a product a studio head, owner, a CEO, etc. Because you may be focusing on a CEO, a boss, an owner, maybe focusing on finding funds, making an IPO, making new mergers, acquiring new teams. It's mostly about what the boss wants to do. If he's mostly focused on creating a product, making a product management, that. Some owners, some bosses would like to focus on making a better company than making a better game. So that it's all about focus, I believe.
Okay, great answer. Thank you. I have no other questions, and maybe if anyone else doesn't have any other questions, we can close up, but let's wait a minute. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your participation. It was a great meeting for us, and we had so a small amount of participants, unfortunately, but people are watching after the actual lecture, since it's a weekend lecture. The recording will be available on YouTube, and will be sent to students only. Thank you all, and thank you too much, Mr. Bora, for helping us out.
Thank you for listening and for your time. I hope it works for you. I hope it helps you in any way. And if you have any questions, you can always ask Onat, and he can move it to me so that I can answer later.
Okay, sure. So see you later then.
Bye.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you. See you.